What's up, guys? It's Isaac here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, and I have your pre-owned bike of the week, this 2020 Harley-Davidson Softail Street Bob. Alright guys, so here we have another Milwaukee 8 Softail that we previously saw on the Dyna platform. The Softail Street Bob is probably one of the more fun. They're all pretty fun, but this is a really good one. So if you saw where we talked about the Harley-Davidson Softail Standard, essentially what you're looking at with the Street Bob is more of a Bob platform, but it's also going to be blacked out. You're going to get more color options, and one of the other little accents that really set it off here is going to be the little boot covers, little boot dust covers here on the fork legs, just to really, I think they're cool. So cool thing with this one, this is a 2020. So what you're looking at is you do have the spoked rims on that black rim. You spoked rims on the back as well. You do have the 2-to-2 shotgun exhaust, very similar to what you have on the lowrider. You have the Harley-Davidson mid controls. This one does have a 3.5 gallon tank, which I'll talk more about that here later. It does have the classic LED headlight we're seeing on most of the other bikes. This one is still halogen bulbs there for the turn signals as well as for the brake lights, and so you just have the little 2-piece right there. You have a side mount license plate. Now this one in particular, this one is pre-owned, so a couple quick little things they did here is it is a stock bars, so with little mini-apes. You do have your instrument cluster here, which we'll talk about. Mirrors are flipped upside down, make it look a little bit cooler. You do have this little Pera seat. This one's pretty cool. It is the step-up seat, but with this one, it's actually got a little bit of grip to it there, so it's really going to lock you in when you're ripping on this thing. And you've also got this little sissy bar here, which makes a great place to put a helmet. And so there you got it. So passenger has a little place to lean on, and you can strap your luggage to it. And yeah, other than that, this is pretty stock Harley-Davidson Softail Street Bob. It's going to be great to go rip around. This bike's ready to go rock and roll. It is the keyless entry, so we do have a key here if we want to lock the forks. So if the forks are turned the other way, I can put it in right there on the side, lock it, so that way make it a little bit harder to steal the bike. And if you have the Harley-Davidson bags, typically you can get this key for your motorcycle set up to your bags as well. That way you ain't got to carry around a bunch of keys, but it is keyless entry, so all you have to do to start the bike is stand near it with the fob, and I'll go ahead and drop that in my pocket. Cool feature here I want to talk about. So you'll see right there it says fob battery low. So a lot of people are worried about, hey, what if I lose my fob, or what if the battery's going to run out on my fob, and I can't start my bike? What am I going to do? Well, if your battery's low, the bike's going to detect that, and it's going to tell you, so that way it's going to give you a little bit of a heads up, like, hey, kind of like a low fuel light, like, hey, we're not out of gas yet, but you should probably go ahead and get that taken care of before we are. Cool. And of course, if you just lose your fob, or if it finally dies, then you can just punch in your pin number using the turn signals, and you can check our video there for that. So to start it up, put the bike in neutral and press and hold that starter. Good to go. So you'll see it is that little digital display right there in the little top clamp on the bars. This one does have the wrinkle black setup up here in little mini-ape bars, so it's going to be nice and cozy for us already. Pretty simple little instrument cluster here. We got our hazards, we got our turn signals, right on the right, left on the left. It'd be weird if it wasn't. High beam, low beam, and it's got the passing light there. We've got our horn, and we have this that we can cycle through. So you'll see what's always going to be displayed is our speed and our fuel gauge, but what we can change is what's right down here. So now we have our engine RPM, we have the miles on the bike, which you see this one has just over 2,600 miles, trip A, trip B, we have our fuel range. So this is a 3.5 gallon tank, and it looks like it's pretty much mostly full, and so we'll see our range is about 167 miles. So that's pretty good. 3.5 gallon tank. It's not going to be like your buddy with a 2 gallon tank or something like that. You'll be able to hang on the group rides and the long weekend trips pretty well with this tank too. So, and the aesthetics look great on this. So, and then there's your clock. It just hasn't been set. So, cool. RPM good to go. And if you want to plug your phone in, mount it up on the bars, and then you have your little USB port right in here to plug it up to if you like. Let's see. Let's go ahead and rip this thing for just a minute. Let's see. I love the wrinkle black look on it. I think it looks really good. The mid controls, really good setup. Yeah, let's go ahead and we're just gonna do a quick little lap on this guy today. It is about getting a little bit later in the afternoon, so we're not gonna be partying too long on that. Traffic and whatnot. So really pretty good brakes. Go ahead and let it go. So right, let's go get it. This is a very firm seat. I feel very locked in. Probably what this one's going to be most compared to is going to be the Saddleman. You know, just with the step-up seat and all that. So, close this visor up. Yeah, here we are. We're ripping it. It's a cool bike. Very flickable. Pretty cool. I think, I don't know, I have to ride it a little bit more, but I do like that little bit bigger tire setup on the lowrider and the sport glides. But it's just a little whip around bike. Not saying this one's bad, but I mean, this is pretty good. Personal preference though. Let's see. Yeah, I like it. And it's on the M8 Softail platform, so this is a really good bike if you want to really get it all set up for exactly how you want. This is a great bike for it. Let's see, as it is, let's talk about that. So how this motorcycle sits right now, what could you do with it? This is a great little around town motorcycle, great commuter bike. The Softail Standard's not a bad beginner bike either, especially the Milwaukee 8 ones. The 107, that's a really great motor to grow with too. You know, it's really good power, and you can squeeze a little bit more out of it if you like. So you can kind of really focus on fine-tuning your skills there to go ride. So really focus on fine-tuning your skills there to go ride. Yeah. Feels good. Let's see, so our gauge cluster is right down low, so it keeps our view nice and open. If I wanted to go tour on this bike, I definitely could. These mid controls are in really good spots. They're not too cramped. Let's see, we got another rider right here behind us. Let's see, on some kind of bike. Let's see, but it'll handle the highway just fine. I mean, especially in the summertime, this bike's gonna feel great. It's a little bit nippy today, so I am a little bit cold, but not too bad. If I was gonna go get this bike for really long touring, I'd probably throw a little fairing or something like that on it, you know. But little wheel setup, feels good. Probably one of the first things I would want to do though would be maybe do like a stage 1 on it. So throw an intake, exhaust, and tune on it. That just really opens up these 107s, makes them so much more responsive. And so I mean, it feels like a new bike when you do that. Because these 107s, I mean, there's just so much you can do with them. Let's see if I can kind of party on over here. And it is a 6-speed transmission too. So I'm in 4th gear right now, 3,500 RPM, 70 miles an hour. But I can shift up to 5th and drop those RPMs down a little bit. But if I was going to stay on the highway even longer, then I could just go ahead, throw it up in 6th, 2,600 RPMs, and just sit here cruising. Still some power to roll on too, even in that higher gear. And start grabbing some other gears. Yeah, this is a fun bike to rip around. As it sits, I mean, you can do so much with it. If you want to go tour with it, it wouldn't be a bad one at all. I know plenty of people that go tour with those Softail Standards. So do it with the Street Bob, make it look a little bit cooler. Let's see. Let's go. Oh yeah. Plenty good, go rip around. I'll tell you what, let's make it right here. Change things up a little bit. What are we doing? Okay. Oh yeah. So, really fun bike to build on. And especially since it's not the inverted front, it's a little bit easier to build on, I'd say, in my opinion. You can just drop in lower or longer tubes pretty easy, new springs, stuff like that, if you really want to squeeze more performance out of it and get that taller rear shock too if you're feeling crazy. Tell you what, let's go straight here, ride it through campus. take this shortcut. Guys, what is this bike great for? This bike would be a great one to go take to campus. It's an air-cooled 107, but it does have that oil cooler up on the front, so you could go whip it around pretty easy. It's not going to do too bad sitting here in campus traffic or something like that. Couple things. One biggest note is this bike does not have cruise control, but it's a pretty easy piece to get added on. It's just a new left-hand control module and a flash DCM, I believe, and then you have your little cruise control sitting right up here by your left thumb. So, but yeah, just cruising right here, right through campus. Bike's doing great. Seat feels good. I mean, you're really locked in here. I feel like if I really wanted to go do some different cornering, I mean, I could really move around in here. And these mids put me in a really good spot to jump up if I need to. But the blacked out trim and all that looks sharp on these bikes. I saw a custom one of these pretty recently. It was called Beer Cheese, and it was the color of beer cheese, pretty much. Or at least that was the name he'd given his motorcycle. It looked sharp. It was yellow. There's some white walls on it. Really had that Bob look to it, you know. It was a cool little bobber. Go tear up, rip around traffic, all that kind of stuff. So bringing this bike on around, this motorcycle is fun. Let's see here. And oh yeah, you can drop this bike right on in. Very flickable. Buddy, look this way. Woo. Man had to get in our lane to see the other lane of traffic. Oh yeah. And you could roll these bars back even a little bit more and you could lean back pretty good. I'm pretty comfortable on this bike. You can throw a little engine guard up on front if you wanted another place to stretch your legs. But I'm having a blast right here. I don't know about you. Let's see. Make this a right-hander. Do a little check and Gucci. Come on around. In case you guys aren't keeping up with the Wolfpack at the moment, they are currently in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. Not that I'm a huge fan, not a big sports ball guy, but love cheering on the Wolfpack. And if you're trying to cheer on the Wolfpack, now is a perfect time. Especially, don't want to miss them win the national championship soon. That'd be pretty cool if they did. We'll take a special parade lap around NC State if they do that. Take you guys to the Bell Tower. How about that? Probably not the night of the championship though, because that's gonna be crazy over there. If you live on Hillsborough Street, I would advise staying somewhere else that night and not leaving your car parked on the street, because that's going to be wild out there. But we'll go ahead and move on here in the left lane. Get ready to head on back to the dealership. Yeah, this is such a good bike. I really like this Pera too. It's very firm, but a lot of good cushion still to it. And I love the gripper texture, so that way if I'm braking hard, because this bike does have good brakes. You know, it is a single rotor up on the front, but it still has really good brakes. You're not sliding down forward and hitting the tank or anything like that, so I really like something that's going to lock you in good there. Yeah, so shout out to Pera. It's a nice seat. Let's see, what else we got going on? Center field tank, good symmetry on either side. Turn signals, those are there. They're cool. Stock grips. Little Subaru whipping it. And everybody's running the red light here. Cool, cool. Except us, because we got a green light now. Do a little head check there, make sure no one else is going to run this light. Oh yeah. We're cruising today. Good day to be cruising. It is a lovely March day. And it's going to be a good riding season this year, you can already tell. So, not sure if you have any plans for this year, anywhere you're trying to go rip it to. Hopefully you got a good motorcycle to do it with. If not, the Street Bob will be a great one to do it. Big enough to tour on, and still small enough that you can put this bike right where you want it. Yeah. It's a fun bike. Performance is pretty good. The 107 is great. Like I said, definitely recommend getting one tuned here soon. Check out that fancy truck. Looking sharp, looking sharp. Go ahead and corner this bike right here. And we are rolling. Tell you what, we're going to park this bike right on back down the hill where it was. Give you guys an even better tour. So, cool. Well, thank you for riding with us today, folks. If you have any questions about this 2020 Harley-Davidson Street Bob, I recommend you reach out to us. Come see this motorcycle. Very fun to ride. We're right here in Raleigh, right south of downtown. Downtown's right there, see it? And see how flickable this is. Look at that. Ooh, little flick flick. Good to go. Go ahead and park this bike right on back down here. Yeah, thank you for watching today, folks. In the meantime, come see this motorcycle. Come see us here at Back Road Harley-Davidson. Fun stuff going on all the time. So good. Let's look at this motorcycle one last time before I shut it down on you. And that is your Harley-Davidson Softail Street Bob. Oh yeah, look at it. Ready to roll for your next adventure. So, stop by, see us. In the meantime, ride safe.